time to build the clubs, Robert. Today you join us in the Vice workshop where I've just had a full iron fitting for the brand new Vice VGI-01 irons. We have the man, the myth, the man behind it all, Marco with us. Marco, how are you?
Hi, excellent.
So today, Marco, we're going to build the irons that I've just been fitted for, and I can't wait to see this because yes, we've got the right shaft setup, we've got the right lie angle, we know that the 01 head is a better head for me personally because of obviously the characteristics of the ball flight we're finding, but now we get to the customization. If you go on the Vice website, you'll see they are probably as heavily customizable as any brand out there. So just talk us through what the whole setup is, and we're going to build a couple of these irons just to see how it can potentially help not only rescue my game, but also make it a little bit more enjoyable as well.
Yeah, so I think part of the Vice philosophy is to make not only performing golf clubs, but to make them cool looking. And with that combination of HIO fitting, doing for more than a decade customized golf clubs, it totally makes sense for us to offer that custom color process. So for you, there would be the choice. So we picked the steel shaft. So steel shaft, like in terms of color, I think is pretty neutral. So nearly every color combination in terms of paint fill for the number, the logo, the line, etc. is possible. Then we can pick a certain ferrule color and then combine it with a matching grip color.
Yeah.
So what would be the combinations you gonna go for?
To be honest, I feel like a bit of a kid in a candy shop. We've got a lovely fuchsia pink there. We've got a bit of a burgundy, Bob, would you say that?
Purple. It's not burgundy.
That's burgundy?
No, it's not burgundy.
Okay, it's purple. We've got blue, we've got... I mean, no one... Are you going to go boring black? Probably not. Orange, Bob, that'd be enough for you, would it? A little orange number? I'm going to go with like a lovely little kind of green. Is it teal, Bob? No, it's green, isn't it? I'll tell you what it does do, though. It matches your shirt. Well, look at that. Matches your shirt. That's my favourite colour, that.
Okay, so
matches my watch as well.
Let's try that one. So if we would pick that one, yeah, and put that, will be later on connected to the tip end of the shaft, and then it comes over.
And interestingly, so people who are customising their clubs online here, they'll go through this kind of process, don't they? So people
online you can directly combine and say, okay, this ferrule color, and then you see online the adjusted image of how the club looks like.
So if people are wondering why lead time maybe is a little bit longer if you do want to customise the colours, they all go through this very workshop and they get shipped to you.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing in average is like if you really go crazy on custom stuff, it's around like 3 to 4 weeks. So I think that's pretty fair for a fully customized golf club. Okay, so let's say try out the green one, and maybe we can have a second option with the orange one. So then we have different paint fills. So for example, you could say I want to have this line, so to have this area below the cavity black, number black, then it's very classic, and then choose, for example, a certain color for the Vice logo. So if you want to match, for example, that color to the ferrule.
That's it, you've absolutely read my mind there.
Yeah, that would be a very traditional one. We could go matte black, which looks pretty cool, way better than a shiny black one. Combine it with that one. That's a very good matching to the ferrule. And then the only question on grip wise would be, I would say if you go that clean, the best matching grip would be a black or a gray one if you want to go neutral. Yeah. Or you go the other way around and say, I want to combine orange with matte black and orange ferrule over there. And then again, go either completely crazy with the grip or combine it with a more neutral one.
I'm not really a crazy grip kind of guy.
Okay.
I feel like when I pipe one off a par 3, the last thing I want is like a fuchsia pink grip and colourway, but I mean, I know you like your crazy colours, don't you? You're all...
I'm totally a colour guy, but I think a golf club needs to match your preferences. And of course, I think it helps when you really love your golf club, no matter if it's a putter, a driver, or in this case, an iron. So then I would say, with being the more traditional guy, I would get rid of the orange, stick with that combo over here. And then grip would just be a dark grey or a black if you want to go neutral.
I'm probably going to go grey just on the basis that black is quite boring and standard, isn't it?
I think that's a pretty cool one.
A bit different.
So the final combo would be this, and then grey grip on top. So
I think that's going to look really good. Guys, get in the comments below, what colour would you go for, not only with your paint filling with your ferrule, but what kind of grip combination would you go for as well? Because I do think it's nice that you can kind of throw your personality at your golf clubs, as well as obviously being personally fitted for the right specs as well. So there'll be people in the comments screaming that I've not gone for bright orange with pink with a lime green grip, but if you would, guys, get in the comments below and let us know, and check out the website if you want to see it. But we're going to build some of these clubs now and just see what the finished article looks like after the fitting, and of course with this nice personalization process.
Cool. Then let's get a club built for you and show everyone out there how cool it looks.
Should we let Bob paint it? Like being back in nursery, Bob, isn't it, with the fingerprints?
So in general, the most important thing about an iron assembly is, of course, you need the three components, so a head, a shaft, and your grip. And first, it starts with quality control. We really want to make sure that we have no tolerances in the shaft weight, no tolerances in grip weight and diameter. Same for head, and not only weight, but also loft and lie angle. Then you have the shaft in its raw length, so we pick the width 105 for you.
Yeah.
And first of all, we have to cut it to the specific flex. So we want to go to a stiff flex according to your swing speed. So we cut that. Every iron is cut slightly different, yeah, from the tip end. Then the shaft will be grinded. So that's a cutting and grinding machine. Grinding on the tip end, you need to get a good connection between metal, glue, metal. And then in the end, if that's grinded, then you put the ferrule on. And the ferrule is just like you heat it up in water, and then the ferrule slides over the tip end of the shaft. And if that's done and the tip end is grinded, you can put it into the head. And when it's into the head, you have to mix up a 2-component glue and wait for around like 5 to 10 minutes until everything is dry. Next step would be cut your club to length. So for you, it would be a standard length. So we would go down on the ruler, use the specific table and cut it to the length. Again, go to the cutting machine over here and cut it in that saw. And then next process would be to go in the gripping station over here. And then you put in the final clamp over here, fix it with that clamp over here. And then use some solvent, use tape. So you said you want to have one extra tape to have it slightly thicker, adjusted to your hand and finger size. And then we put the grip over. And then the very last but super important process is the bending part. So every club is hand built and also of course then custom bent to a tolerance of 0.25 degrees. So that's now a random club, but to show you that process is fixed in that digital machine from Mitchell. And if I put that one onto the shaft, I can have here a read on loft angle and lie angle.
I've never seen a digital one before.
Yeah, and in your case, that's pretty important because loft-wise, we don't need any big changes, but lie-wise, I said, as we are slightly upright from our standard, we need a 2-degree flatter lie angle to also help that heel shots to move more towards the middle of the face.
And the really interesting thing for people here as well is there's no such thing as a golf industry standard for a lie angle or a loft.
Exactly.
So there's always going to be industry tolerances. A lot of the bigger brands have tolerances of even 2 to 3 degrees either way. So sometimes if you're ordering what you think is a standard lie angle for that brand, it may actually be flat or upright anyway.
Yeah.
So really important.
And that's relevant for all specs. Even length, there's no standard.
Yeah.
For shaft flex, there's no standard. So you always have to take care when you pick your settings and you switch to a different model. It's really still the same.
Right.
Yeah, and I think lastly, the best fitting is nothing worth if the clubs are not built to a very low tolerance. So the last process of when the complete club will be ready is then go through 2 people who are doing the final quality checks. And that's pretty unique because most clubs in the world which you find on stores are built in Asia, and we try to build all our clubs, hand build them in this location, and there's another bigger workshop in Munich for us.
German engineering, you could say. Do you
Yeah.
want to build one of these clubs up?
Exactly.
Go.
Okay, so for the driver, we decided to pick the Plus model for you.
Yeah.
That by far had the best parameters in terms of spin, launch, and distance. We go for the 10.5 driver, and as mentioned in the fitting, we put that loft down by 1 degree, that you end up at 9.5.
Yeah.
And that's also the first step in the building process, that you just screw that in. That's of course possible to change afterwards. Within a minute you get such a, wrench, driver wrench to adjust it by yourself. Then we have that back weight here, which is made of aluminum. Yeah, that's pretty lightweight. That's 12 grams in the back here.
And that's designed to bring MOI back in the head.
Exactly, yeah, to bring it back in the head, and also there will be in the future more options in the back if you want to have it even heavier or if you want to go lighter as well. So if that one is done, then on the driver we have a huge shaft range. Of course we have some upcharge shafts from special manufacturers, but again our own series designed with Mitsubishi Aldila, and a shaft range from 45 grams to 80 grams in each flex. And for you, we said, due to your swing speed, etc., the 65 Plus model, which is slightly lower in spin rate, is the choice to go for. So for you, the question would just be to go either matte black and some grayish logo parts on it, or to go what we call with that ocean blue, where it's a fade from light blue to darker blue with lime and pink.
Yeah.
What will your pick there?
I'm going to throw a curveball at you here, because I said earlier blue, but actually looking at the black, really like the stealthed out look. Because when we look at the blue, we have the grip options here, don't we? And we've got, you can see just round that mark here, we've got that lovely matching blue colour. We have the lime grip, which matches the accents on the shaft, and also the pink, which would really make it pop. But actually, I'm thinking more just black with that grey grip.
Yeah.
I think for me that looked really nicely stealthed out.
More neutral.
Yeah, I think that's more my personality than the blue.
Yeah, exactly, and this is why we offer it, so you can go crazy. And if you look here, that's a really fancy combination.
I feel like that's what Bobby would have. Bobby, what would you have?
Add a blue shaft.
And I think also with that blue grip on the blue shaft, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
But for those guys, we have a lot of customers that just say more on the traditional side, and I like that all black look, black and grayish. So we picked that black one, go with that matte black hat, and I think that's a solid combination.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, let's go for that.
It's a terrible R, but we'll go with that.
Great.
Dyslexic, Rob. He's lucky it's left to right, not right to left.
Thank you.
No, thank you for having us.
Um,
It's a terrible R, wasn't it?